Hey guys, how are you guys? I hope you guys can see and hear me okay. Am I live? I don't know if I hit the button. Oh, I think I am. Okay, cool, jelly beans. Alrighty. See over here. I'm trying to get this thing. Hey, Mello. I think my dog just came in and then he just ran out. Okay. Hey guys, how are you? Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is doing great. I am excited to be here. This Friday, I am going to take it to a positive note because I know last Friday I was like really bummed out over that order. But, things are going to work out. I'm not worried about it. Things happen, right? So, but you live and you learn and you just keep growing, right? So, but this Friday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the great things about embroidery. All right. So we're going to start thinking about why did we start getting into this in the first place? And for those folks out there that are trying to learn it or thinking if this is something that they want to do, this is going to be a pretty good video because it could give you a couple of things to think about if you're thinking about getting into embroidery. Okay. So, first of all, I'm just going to start it off by just saying embroidery is a lot of fun. It really, really, truly is. If you really like to sew and you like to quilt and, just create stuff, getting into embroidery can really be something that's really fascinating and a whole lot of fun. And then what ends up happening is you get kind of really addicted to it and then you become so, so passionate about it. I mean, I know that's really how I feel about it. It is actually the thing that I truly, truly love to do. I always look forward to coming home to my machines, turning them on, and just watching the magic. So, I mean, embroidering it is a lot of fun. It can really be a good joy. But I wrote down about like 12 things that went through my mind about what is so great about embroidery. And I even in back of me have a couple of things that I've done to just give you an example of some of the things that you can do. Okay. Now, the number one thing that I have here is the cost savings regarding embroidery. Now, you guys have heard me say in the past that embroidery can be kind of expensive, okay? But it really depends on how deep down you want to get into it, right? If you want to get a multi-needle machine or a really expensive machine, it can cost you a pretty penny. But if you are a hobbyist and you just want to do little simple things and stuff like that, and a good embroidery machine will probably, you can get one less than $1,000. You won't have the big hoop, but you'll probably end up with like a 4x4 hoop, but you can still do a lot of things with a 4x4 hoop. Okay. As a matter of fact, I even know people that started their embroidery business just with a simple machine with a 4x4 hoop. Now, some of you guys may come on and say, well, Jeanette, what can you do with that machine if it only has a 4x4 hoop, right? How could somebody run a business doing that? Well, let's think about it, okay? I mean, let's say you want to start selling dinner napkins. You don't need a huge hoop to create dinner napkins, right? And you can just create them like, one at a time or something like that, and you can create a set and you can sell them. And let's say you want to do baby onesies. Baby onesies are very easy to do on a single needle machine. You could do applique. A lot of times you use a 4x4 hoop to create items like that. So, I mean, little simple things, you can easily do it with a small machine. Doesn't cost a lot of money and you can really, really get creative. Okay. So, when I'm talking about the cost savings, also, I'm talking about like, let's say, gift giving, right? A lot of times, if you go and you to a website and you see something really cute, you want to buy it for a friend, and you want to get it personalized with their initials or something like that, that can cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, first of all, you got to buy the product, and then you're going to have to pay for the price to get it monogrammed with their initials as well. So that can really cost you an arm and a leg. If you do embroidery, though, the options are so much more open to you. Okay. You can go to Walmart and you can get stuff that's pretty inexpensive, like kitchen towels or bath towels or stuff like that. And you can embroider those things, package them up really nicely. And then next thing you know, you got a beautiful gift. You can get a plain bathrobe. You can get shirts, hats, jackets. I mean, handkerchiefs, any old thing. And you can really, really make something pop. Okay. So, the cost savings in creating special gifts for friends and family, that is pretty big. Okay. Because if you were to go somewhere and you ask them to do embroidery, that's going to cost a pretty penny. Okay. I know because I run an embroidery business. So when people come and ask me, bring stuff to me and say, hey, can you, I have a dress shirt. Can you embroider on the collar or the cuff? Can you, I have a book bag. Oh God, I don't want to say book bag. Oh God, for what happened last week. But anyway, but I have a bag and I want to put a monogram on it or a jacket or something like that. Or they'll come with cocktail napkins and I do the monogram on that. I charge for the service. And, depending on what it is that they want embroidered, it can really cost a lot. Okay. But it is, if you are the one that's doing the embroidery, you don't have to pay somebody else to do the embroidery. You can do it yourself. So you save money by doing that. Okay. The second thing, the second thing that I wrote here, um, kind of goes along with the first one where I put down you can do your own monograms. So the first time, the first thing I mentioned, like the cost savings of giving gifts, right? Well, sometimes you don't want to give a gift. Sometimes you want to do something for yourself. Okay. I remember there was one time period where I had bought like a tote bag and then it gave me the option of putting my initials on it. And to put my initials on it, it was like an extra $10, right? Well, back then I wasn't doing embroidery, right? And I did want my initials on the back. So I ended up paying the extra money. Now we're going to fast forward to today. Do you really think I'm going to pay that extra money to put my initials on the back? Absolutely not. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to buy the bag that I want and I'm going to hoop that baby up. I'm going to put it on the machines. And at the same time, because I am the embroiderer, I have access to a lot of different fonts. So I can actually make the monogram really look nicer than I would if I was to buy it online. Sometimes when you buy an item online, they'll offer the monograms on there, but they only give you certain options, right? They'll do like a little block color, a block letter, or they'll give you like a little bit of script or something. But you probably only get like maybe like 2 or 3 options of how you want your lettering to look. When you're the ones that's doing the embroidery, you can go out there and you can buy your own fonts and you can even design your own. And if you know digitizing, then hey, you can digitize your own stuff, or you can hire a digitizer to do it for you. And then you can create the own, the type of fonts you want to use on your products. So, you can save money on gifts and you can also save money on making your own stuff. The other thing that the third, which, a lot of people do is when you are doing embroidery, right? And you're doing it for yourself. A lot of times what happens is as you start giving gifts, people start seeing your talent, right? And they're like, oh, wow, this is really nice. You did this. And you're like, yeah, I did that, right? Before you know it, people are going to be approaching you and they're going to be like, can you do something for me? Next thing you know, and I know a lot of you guys sometimes that watch me say, well, I really don't have a business. But I always say, be careful because your business may end up creeping up on you because embroidery is something that is really in demand. Okay. A lot of people love to get their items embroidered. So what ends up happening is as soon as people find out that you have the equipment and that you are really good at what you do and you have the talent, next thing you know, they're going to be reaching out to you and they're going to say, hey, would you mind if you embroidered a shirt for me? Would you mind if you did a book bag for me or stuff like that? And, at first you're probably going to be like, oh, sure, I'll do it, But once you start seeing that a lot more people coming towards you, and probably people that you really don't know that well, you're going to start to think to yourself, hmm, maybe I should be charging, maybe I should be giving away these services for free. So the side hustle will probably start to creep up, especially when people start finding out that you actually do the embroidery. Okay. People are going to start saying, hey, can you embroider a pillowcase for me? Which I've done. Can you embroider a jacket, a shirt? I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, you're going to be amazed that when people come up to you they're going to say, hey, can you do this? And you're going to be like, okay. And then what ends up happening is you end up with a little side hustle. Okay. You make a little extra money on the side and stuff. And then at the same time, what's really good about that is that even though in the beginning it might be a little side hustle, but you kind of get a little taste of running a little side business on the side. And then what happens is you can end up growing, and you can end up going, you know what? I don't want this to be a little side hustle anymore. I'm going to get my business license. I want this to be something bigger. Something that I really want to do full time. So you never know. Side hustles, a lot of times for some people, ends up becoming something a little bit bigger. So, that was number 3 for me. Now, number 4, okay, is something that I have here to show you, and it kind of falls in line with what I wanted to share. Is that when you do embroidery, also sometimes what happens is there's just a whole other world that kind of opens up to you, right? Now, this is something that's really, really simple. I bought a new bed set, right? And in the bed set, it comes sometimes with some extra pillows and stuff like that. Well, I thought the pillow was kind of plain. So I just opened the pillow up, and then I just put Mr. and Mrs. Woods on it. Okay. And then I have it now sitting on my bed. So actually, number 4 to me to tell you guys about what's so great about embroidery is your home decor. Okay. Home decor is really, really big, especially within the embroidery world. Okay. A lot of people like to embroider pillows, and I haven't seen anyone do it yet, but I know I'm planning on doing this. I'm actually going to start to embroider my curtains. And one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a family and friends curtain set. And I will do a video showing you guys how I'm doing this. And I think you guys are probably going to like this idea. It's going to be very similar to when I made the heirloom blanket for my mom, where I put all the family names. Well, what I want to do is I want to have a set of curtains, and I want to embroider all the names of family members and friends that are close to me and my husband and visit us. So that way, and I want to display it. I think I'm going to do it in our sunroom, so that when our friends come over and they see the curtains, they get to see their name on it. It's kind of special. So home decor is really big in the embroidery business side of things. Okay. So like I was just explaining now, I plan on doing embroidering some curtains, and that I think is going to be pretty cute. And what I really like about that, it's going to be really personalized to our home, and I think it's going to be really nice because people get to see their names on my windows. So but home decor embroidery is done in so many different ways. You can do it on the curtains, like I just mentioned. I showed you guys a pillow. The other thing that I have done, and also as well, which I love doing this, is I love using dinner napkins. So this is a piece of fabric that I purchased at the Sewing and Quilt Show when I was the first time I went with Miss Miss Banks. And she was teaching me about the differences about fabric, right? Because when I was just learning about fabric, one of the things that, she was telling me is sometimes there is a big difference between very good quality fabric and fabric that you usually get on sale. And even though I was listening to her, I knew what she was saying, but I just didn't really understand it until I actually went to the quilt show, and I saw some folks that were actually selling fabrics. And then she took my hand and she said, I want you to feel this fabric. And when I felt it, I could feel the texture of it. And I saw that the texture was like, it was thicker, it was softer, it was just so much, I don't know, it just felt so much better than some of the fabric that I was buying previously. Sometimes I would get fabric, and it's not, I don't want to say that the fabric's bad, the fabric's good, but you could just tell the difference in the thickness and the way that the fabric feels, right? Sometimes I would buy fabric from Joann's or some other places. And what would happen is the fabric would feel kind of like papery or very, very thin, right? But when I felt this fabric, it does not feel papery, it doesn't feel thin. I don't know, it just has some kind of softness to it. So I was kind of like, oh, this is nice. So I really fell in love with this type of fabric. And then she gave me the idea of using my serger and doing the rolled hem on it. So on the edges, that's what I did. So what I did was I took the fabric and I cut it up in the type of napkin size that I wanted. I took these and I put it through my serger, and then I got the rolled hem on each of them. And then what I did was I just took a font that I liked and I put it on the machine, and then this was the final product. So, so this is actually my dinner napkin. As you can see, you get to cut it the size that you want, okay? And then I just put my initial on one side, and then usually what I'll do is when I have my friends come over, I will just, place the dinner napkin in a kind of way, on the table, with my initial out, and I'll just place it like on the plate and stuff. So it looks really cool. You can do so much, okay? Dinner napkins are really something that is pretty, pretty neat, especially in today's time, because people are more conscientious about the environment. So they don't want to like use paper napkins and stuff because they feel like they're just, adding to the landfill and stuff like that. I personally do like using these. And, I try to stay away from the color white and stuff like that, because I'm always thinking to myself, if someone has lipstick or something like that, or, maybe, I don't know, maybe if we're having beets or something like that, and it could stain the napkin, maybe it, it may not come out, So I kind of like using fabrics, and I actually like making my own. I find that this is a lot of fun, and you can get really creative with your decor, So, if you have like a particular color theme that's going on in your dining room, you can go ahead and then, take a picture of your dining room, because that's usually what I do. I'll take a picture, and I'll take a picture of the curtains, the wall color and stuff like that, so that when I am looking for dinner, fabric to create my own dinner napkins, I get, I can have like a little visualization, and I can kind of see, okay, this is going to match well, or it's going to stand out really good and stuff like that. And I make my own. So, but home decor, huge thing. I also wrote down a couple of things that, we could do with home decor. Okay. I mentioned the curtains. Okay. And the thing is too, is you don't have to take the curtains and be embroidering people's names if you don't want to. They actually have embroidery files that have the borders, right? So like, let's say you have a piece of fabric and you sew some curtains, and you see an embroidery file where it has like a really pretty border. You can use that for the edging of your curtains, okay? Or, you can put designs on your curtains and all that kind of stuff. So, there's so many things you can do. I did mention the pillows. Now with the table settings, okay, as you can see, I did tell you a little bit about dinner napkins, but there's other table settings items that you can also embroider to help liven it up, okay, besides the dinner napkins. I did do a video for the Christmas, right? I took a set of placemats, okay? And on the placemats, what I did was I embroidered my initial. Placemats, you can do so much. You can buy placemats. You can embroider them for children. You can put their names on it. You can put their favorite characters on it and stuff. Or you can do borders around placemats. You can even sew your own placemats and embroider them as well. Okay. Also, if another thing I put in there was table runners, okay, or table coverings. That is another neat idea that you can do also with your embroidery machine. You can do so many things, okay? There's just mats. I put mats. Oh, and let's talk about the bathroom, okay? In my channel, there have been several videos where I have taken bath towels and I have embroidered them. Okay, I did one for a customer and I did it had the initials really big and stuff that came out really nice. I also did a bath towel set for my parents where I included the actual big bath towels, the hand towels, and the washcloths. And I embroidered each of them. And those make beautiful gifts. So if you know someone that is getting married or something like that, you can it's very inexpensive. You can go to Target, you can even get to Walmart or JCPenney, wherever, with your little coupon, go to the sale, get the set, and then you can take your embroidery machine and you can personalize that for the bride and groom, or even if you have a friend that just bought a house or something, a brand new home to a new apartment or whatever, beautiful gift idea as well. Or heck, do it for yourself. If you are redecorating your bathroom and stuff like that, you can go ahead and you can create your own bath towels for your bathroom. So, there's just so many things you can do for your home regarding embroidery. Okay. So, embroidery, is it boring? Nope. It's a lot of fun. And, there's just so many good things that you can do with it. Now let's talk about some clothing. Okay, so as you guys know, you do see a lot of people selling clothing, doing embroidery. But the thing is, to me, I'm like, okay, well, I think it's great. We could sell it, but you know what? You can actually embroider on your clothes for you and make them special for you. Okay, and I've done that. I have gone and gotten jean jackets. And this is another thing too. You don't have to get new items to embroider either. Be frugal. Go over to a thrift store. Okay. You could go to a thrift store and you could probably get like a plain jean jacket. Okay. Very inexpensive, or a shirt, or a blazer, or a coat, or a hat, or something, right from a thrift store, very inexpensive. Bring it home, and then all you have to do is just put it under your embroidery machine and you can make it special just for you. Okay. I have taken a jacket and I embroidered the back of the jacket. I know a girlfriend of mine, that's what she does. She just goes and gets jean jackets. And then what she does is she embroiders the jean jackets for little girls, little boys and stuff. And then she resells them with the embroidery on it. I mean, really cute ideas, with shirts. Let's say you go and you see like a really cute blouse and it's just plain white, right? Okay, well, all right. So if you see an embroidery border that you like, embroider the collar of the shirt or the sleeves, right? If the sleeves go down and they're just plain, well, embroider something on the sleeves. And next thing you know, you have just, did great decor on something that was just plain. Okay. And it didn't really cost you much. All it did was, take some of your time, and you end up with a really cute outfit and stuff. You can embroider your jackets. I mentioned pants. Pants is another thing too. You do see a lot of times that people what they do is I see like, jogging, sweatpants, right? And then you see the sweatpants and on the leg, right? It has like letters coming down and stuff like that. You can take a pair of sweatpants, okay, and just embroider the leg of the sweatpants. You can put their initials, you can put their last name, their school, their sports number, whatever they want, and stuff. So there's just so many things you can do with clothes. And the thing is also is, you can resell these clothes. Okay. You can take the clothes and you can go ahead and just change them up, and then you can resell them too, because I know people that do that as well. I've even seen people embroider bags, children's wear, okay, jackets, shirts. You guys all seen the birthday shirts. They're all over the place. People do a lot of that. And I also have something in here. Hold on. And I think I've shown this to you guys before. Um, you know, oh great. Now I can't open it. Okay. Oh yeah, I can. All right. So there it is. I can open it. I got it. I got it. Okay. So toys. You can embroider toys. Okay. This is a baseball. And this I embroidered for my son. Okay. It has his name on it. Okay. It has his when he was born. I did this for him. This was his birth date, the date, the time he was born, and I even put little baby feet on here. So you can even do this. Okay. So embroidering toys. Okay. If your kid, or grandchild or something has like a little toy bag, right, that they carry around with them, put their name on it, their initials on it. And the thing is too is depends on the parent. Some people are very against putting names on like shirts or bags and stuff like that, and I got that, because sometimes people are always afraid that a stranger might come up to them and say their name and stuff. So I know there's a lot of folks that have concerns about that, but if that's the case, then hey, put the initials on, or just put a design or something that the child likes and stuff. But yeah, you can do toys and stuff. But this, to me, I kind of look at this more as not something that I could kind of like see Carlito playing baseball with. Okay. I can see Carlito keeping this as a keepsake. Okay. I do this a lot also for some friends when they have babies and stuff like that. And I find out information about the baby. I can get a baseball and I just take it apart and I embroider it. And I do have a video on the channel step by step on how to do this. You can do this on a single needle machine. Don't think this has to happen on a multi needle. Okay. This can be on a single needle. So it is a lot of work though. I'm going to tell you something. It is a lot of work, but I like doing them. I really do. The other thing also is memorable key safe gifts, kind of like this would I would consider key safe gift. Baby blankets. Okay, a lot of times people have baptism, so I do baptism baby blankets and stuff like that. Sometimes people do the blankets with kind of like the same information that I have on the baseball, where they'll put the baby's name, their weight, their birth, how big they were and stuff like that. And they have really cute template designs. Okay. So there's just so much you can do, so many great things you can do with embroidery and stuff like that. Okay. I'm telling you, the magic of thread, right? It's like so cool. Now, going on down, one of the things of my favorite things, and this is really my favorite thing about embroidery that I love, is the community. Okay. When you get into embroidery and you start to explore this world of the thread, okay, you end up meeting the most greatest people ever. Okay. You can go to a sewing shop, you can meet quilters, sewers, other embroiderers. And one of the things that I really love about the community is the amount of information sharing that is done. A lot of people are not afraid or are very willing to share tricks, tips, or if they watch you doing something and you struggle, they'll say, hey, try to do it this way, or this is how I measure, this is how I cut it, or this is how I adjust the embroidery machine to make sure that it's aligned. All, the amount of information out there and the amount of people that are so willing to help other people learn and improve their skill set is really, really overwhelming. It is such a great community out there. That is really one of my favorite things about this, is that I have met a lot of great people. I have even gotten help from a lot of great folks and stuff. So, I mean, it is something that is like, so to me, so awesome is the community itself. The other thing that's really great about embroidery is the freedom of creativity that you get with this. Okay. You can do so much. I've even heard somebody say one time, they were like, if you can hoop it, you can embroider it. I don't know if that's really, really true though. Okay. Because I sometimes think, you may be able to hoop it, and you may be, and if you can hoop it, you can embroider it. But then I always say, well, let's look at the fabric that you're embroidering on. Sometimes I feel like not everything should go under that needle, especially if you are looking at the design. If the design is really dense and that fabric is not look like it's going to really do well with that type of a dense design, I would not recommend it. I do know that sometimes people will just try to override that by like maybe adding more stabilizer and stuff like that. To me, I just look at it also from the perspective of, I think about how is that item going to be used, right? If it's something that's just for decor, I don't see it going to the wash and all that kind of stuff, then I would be like, okay, maybe we could get away with it. But if it's something like a shirt or a blouse, something that's going to be worn a lot, something that's going to go into the washing machine a lot, that I really do get concerned over, because the thing is, not all embroidery can be good embroidery, and at the same time also is, you gotta understand that not everyone knows how to care for embroidery. Okay. So the embroidery may look great when it comes out of the machine, but will I look at it the long term, the life of that product. Is it going to stay that way? Okay. Good embroidery should look good for the whole life of that product. Okay. It should not look good for that one day. Okay. So, I always say, always know what you're doing, and that takes time. That's a learning process, right? You got to learn about the fabric, the types of stabilizers out there, different weights thread, the different sizes of the needle, the speeds of the machine, and all that kind of stuff and everything. So all that comes in time and everything. And now that I'm talking about time, one of the things that I really love about embroidery, honestly, is that it really taught me patience, and it taught me to slow down. Okay. Especially when I first started, like when I first started and I got my machine, I was like, oh, my machine can go this fast, right? So I would automatically have my machine setting at the top speed. But what ends up happening is, the more I started to learn and build my skill set, I started realizing that in order to get good quality embroidery, sometimes you have to slow that machine down. Okay. Sometimes you have to take your time. And sometimes, you got to really have the patience. So that is one thing that embroidery has really taught me, was patience. Okay. It also taught me that sometimes you're not going to get it right the first time. Sometimes you're going to have to redo it again. It's not something that you can snap your fingers and it's done. Okay. Even if it's a small stitch. Okay. Small stitches take time. Okay. You got to really be patient. And it's not just running the machine either. Okay. It's prepping the fabric, making sure that you're selecting the correct stabilizer. There's a lot of stabilizers out there. Okay, you got your tearaway, you got your cutaway, you got the different weights, you got no-show mesh, you got sticky stabilizer. There's a lot of stabilizer out there, so you got to know what to use with what and when to use it. And sometimes you might have to double up on a stabilizer also. So it's you got to know your stabilizer, you got to know the fabric, you got to know the texture of the fabric, you got to know how that fabric's going to behave with certain types of designs. There's so many different types of designs of embroidery. Okay, you got the ones that are really dense, you got sketch, you got applique. So all of that you have to learn, and that all takes time. And the thing is, because it takes time, okay, and I'll tell you what, I'm one of those chicks that it's like I like to get things done. Okay, I'm even like that in my day job. Okay, I get a task, and I want to know the due date. And the reason why I want to know due date is because I always, if you tell me it's done, it has to be done on day 10, then I want to have it done by day 5, because I like to have that wiggle room. I don't like missing deadlines at all. And I like things quick and easy. But sometimes in life, you got to slow down. Sometimes you can't have it quick, right? Because what happens is when you do things quick, that's when you mess up, right? And that's when you're kind of like, and you screw up and all that kind of stuff. Kind of like the lesson that I learned last weekend, right? That cost me like $2,000. $2,000. So, it's like you have to slow down. You got to slow down and stuff. And this really does force me to slow down. Okay. Even when I'm working on customers' orders, sometimes I'll have a design, and the design in certain areas, I can go top speed. And then in other areas, I have to slow down because the font is small, or there's an area in the patch or something that is very, very detailed. And when you run a machine at top speed, you can have a lot of things go wrong. Like you could probably maybe skip a stitch or something like that. So sometimes it's better just slow down, enjoy the process, just enjoy it. Okay. And the other thing also about embroidery that I really love is that you're always learning something new. Okay. The embroidery is not just like one method and you just like, that's it. Okay. There's just so many different things that you can do with embroidery. Okay. And there's just so many different styles of embroidery as well. Okay. I even have seen people embroider on shoes, hats, baseball hats, in the back of the hat, the side of the hat, on sneakers. I've seen people embroider boots, different types of bags, on the strap, or, on the pocket and everything. There's just so many different types of embroidery out there, different styles, different ways to hoop things. Okay. So, sometimes people take the actual stabilizer and the item and they hoop it onto the machine. Some people do a floating method. Some people do reverse hooping. There's just so many different things and different ways that you can do embroidery, and there's just so much to learn. And a lot of times people are discovering new techniques to make things easier. So it's kind of like you're always going to be learning. Okay. There's always something new, and there's always going to be new fonts that people are developing, new designs. So it's really, really like to me, it's like a whole different world. And I don't know, to me personally, I'm very passionate about it. I love it. I love doing it. I am really looking forward to me just doing this on a full-time basis. I really, truly am, because I think I'm at that point in my life where I'm kind of like, I'm ready for a career change. And this is the career change that I want. So it's like, I'm really looking forward to that moment when it happens for me and stuff. I got 2 years left and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to run the numbers and go, can I retire today? But I can't. I gotta suck it up. So I gotta keep going and stuff. So those are some of the things too. And let me show you guys also about, remember how we were talking about techniques? I don't know if you guys remember when I was doing these blankets. This is a technique, okay, that you can do with embroidery. See? Look at that. Okay? Remember this? This was a lot of fun. Okay? And look how cute. Look how cute. Now, I did this on a baby blanket. You don't just have to do it on a baby blanket. Think about it. You could do this on a pillowcase. Okay? Get a blank pillowcase. And you know the border on the side of the pillowcase? Put their name. And you can use this method. This is felt. This is felt. Okay? And all I did was I used a chain stitch. Okay? And then I embroidered the name on the felt. Okay? And then I cut it out. I do have a video on the channel on how to do this, by the way. You know, so and someone asked me, well, how does that look after you wash it? I also did a video of how it looked before, and then I washed it, and then how it looked after. Perfect. Looks good. It stands washes. It's not a big deal, you know. So it's it's really, really good. And this was all chain stitch and everything. So, you know, there's just so many things you can do. There is really so many things you can do. I mean, this was just something that I wanted to try. I just bought a blanket. Here's another one. See, but this time, and then look, I made a mistake. See, look, guys, I accidentally cut the blanket. Let me show it this way so you guys can see. Where is it? Where's the cut? Right there. I accidentally cut the blanket right there. But just take a look. See how, see, this is another type of, this is a different chain, a different stitch. This is like a bead stitch. If you notice, look real closely. See how that stitch is? It's just straight, okay? Now, if you look at this one, this is different. This is a different way, okay? This is a little thicker. See how it's thicker? Okay? That's how this came out. And this is felt. This that you see right here is felt. And I do have a video on how to do this and stuff. But, you know, I did it on the blanket, and, you know, it's just dawning on me, you know, you can do this with so many things. You can do this on a shirt. You could do this on a jean jacket, you know, a sweatshirt, sweatpants, okay? So many different things that you can do with this that you know, that would look really, really cute, you know? So just saying. And then here, I was just messing around. And I was like, let me see what it looks like if I just go ahead and just do a plain embroider. Because this blanket right here is like a knit, okay? It's kind of like a knit. And one of the things that I was thinking was, let me do a stitch and a knockdown stitch. So I know a lot of people ask me about the knockdown stitches and stuff. This is a perfect opportunity for me to show you guys, okay? So as you can see, this is kind of like a knit fabric, right? I mean, it's really very stretchy and stuff like that. So I want you guys to take a look, and this is just me embroidering the name only on the blanket. Okay, there's no knockdown stitch on here at all. But as you can see, it does look okay. It's decent, okay? It doesn't look bad. You can see the letters and everything. But my concern was it does look like it's sinking a little bit, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a knockdown stitch with this type of material, okay? And this is kind of like what I'm telling you guys about. Like, you got to know what to use when, okay? So that way you can get like the most solid you know, look, okay? This one has a knockdown stitch. Okay, so how can you tell it has a knockdown stitch? If you look very closely, look at the letters, okay, and look on the side. Let me get a little thing over here, a little pointer. Hold on, I'll get a little pointer and stuff so you guys can see a little better. Well, I'll use a pen. Here we go. All right, let's use this as a pointer, okay? See right here, like the letter K. Look at, I'm going to put it real close. Look right next to the J. You see these little stitches right here? There you go. You can see that. Right around the word Jack, I have knockdown stitches. Okay. Now, this is the thing also that I want you guys to know about these knockdown stitches. Okay. When you go through the wash, okay, because remember how I was telling you about, knowing what stabilizer to use and all that kind of stuff, and knowing about when you're embroidering something. Also know why, not why you're embroidering it, but how it's going to be used. Okay. Because let's say you, okay, let's say an example. Okay, this shirt, right? Okay, I come out to you and I say, hey, I got this shirt. I really like it. It's cute. I want my initials. I want my initials on the sleeve or something. Okay. So what kind of stabilizer you think you're going to use on clothing? Okay. So you got to think about it. You got to come on and say, okay, it's clothes. People usually wash clothes a lot, right? They wear it maybe 1 or 2 times, or they wear it and then all of a sudden it gets dirty and stuff. So what happens? Goes in the washing machine. And right from the washing machine, they take it to the dryer, right? So yes, you're going to use cutaway. That's what you're going to use. Now, you want to know why you're going to use cutaway? Because cutaway doesn't dissolve in the wash. Okay. If you use tearaway right away may not dissolve in the wash, but what will happen is once you've washed that shirt for like the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th time, the tearaway is going to dissolve and it's going to go away. Okay. Now, some of you guys may come out and say, well, Jeanette, here you use the knockdown stitch. What about water soluble stabilizer? Okay. Which is this, the plastic, right? A lot of you guys know about this plastic. Okay. And you guys come out and say, hey, I'll just put this on top, right? And then I'll embroider it and it looks good. Yes, it's going to look good. But again, I tell you guys, think about how the item is going to be used. You know why? This is called water soluble, which means that even though you tear it off and there is still going to be some of this underneath the stitching, right? So let's say I have Jack and then I use that and then I embroider on it. Yes, this is going to look up, right? And it's going to look great right from the beginning, because then you're going to peel it off and you're going to be like, oh, it looks nice and whatever, right? But what's going to happen is, let's say now the blanket gets dirty. So now the mom or the dad or whoever, right, takes the blanket, puts it in the washing machine, then puts it in the dryer. At first, they look at it and it'll look fine. But as time goes on, that water soluble, this little plastic that you put on here, it's going to go away. It's no longer going to be there. So the reason why we put that there underneath is to provide support, right? You provide the support because you want those stitches to be lifted up. You want them to stand out. Once that water soluble stabilizer is gone, and then you start to wash it and dry it, wash it and dry it, wash it and dry it, what do you think is going to happen to these stitches in the fabric? They're going to start to sink. It's not going to look as great as when you first, took it out of the machine. Okay. The customer might like it in the beginning, go, oh, wow, that came out really pretty. Thanks. But then what's going to happen after they washed it the 20th time? It's not going to look that great. Okay. It's going to start to crunch up. It's going to start to sink and all that kind of stuff. Then it's going to be like, they're going to be like, it used to look cute. You don't want that. You don't want them to say it used to look cute. You want them to always say it looks cute, right? So that's why when it comes to certain things, even though you use this, right? You may want to go that extra step and add the knockdown stitches, because these are extra stitches that are put right before you actually start embroidering the name. And then what ends up happening is they can wash it 25 times, 50 times, 100 times, the whole life of this blanket. And guess what? This is not going to sink. It's not, because this is stitches on top of stitches. The stitches will never go anywhere. Never. And this will not bunch up or anything like that. Okay. So this is going to be solid for life. Okay. Now, some people may come out and say, well, Jeanette, I don't like the look or whatever. Just match the thread to the color of the fabric. And this is another idea. Okay. Sometimes you can have a lot of fun with these knockdown stitches, because I've done that with customers also. Instead of having the same color as the blanket, okay, you can end up picking another color just for the knockdown stitch, and then another color for the actual name. So it kind of has the name like on a, it looks like a little cloud and stuff. And I think I showed you guys also in one of the embroidery happy hour how you can actually have fun with knockdown stitches. Okay, you can go ahead and you can create shapes, add the knockdown stitches, remove the shape, and then next thing you know, I can do like a square, or I can do a star or a flower, or a triangle or a cloud or something like that, having knockdown stitch. And you can do that in one color and then put the name in another color. Okay, so I mean, there's just so many things you can do. So, and there's so many new methods. So that's what I mean about the embroidery and why I love it. There's just no one way to do things. You can get so creative. You really can. You can make things your own. You can put your own staple on it. And next thing you know, it's kind of like voila, And it's something that, embroidery is really, really hard to find. It's really hard to find good embroiderers out there too. There's a lot of folks out there that say, oh, I do embroidery, and they do, but then my question to them is, are they like, good? Anybody can turn on a machine and anybody can put a fabric on there. But you guys have heard me, those that have watched me for some time now, I always say this, and I do emphasize it. Embroidery is a skill. It really, truly is a skill. The more you do it, the more you learn, the more you start to understand how the fabric interacts with the thread, the stitches, how the stabilizer really helps. Because I look at the stabilizer as like giving it balance, right? Of helping the fabric and the thread balance itself out. Okay. So you have to really practice, and you really got to know what you're doing and stuff. And I'm not saying that people cannot be really good at embroidery, but what I am saying is it does take a lot of time. It does take time and stuff. The other thing that I think, to me, and it helps me, and I don't know if it helps a lot of other people out there, is, to me, I think embroidery is really healthy for mental health. And this is what I mean. When I am working on an embroidery project, whether it's for a customer or something even for myself, okay, one of the things that I really, really, truly love, it kind of takes me and my mindset to a whole other world, right? I have to actually think about what I'm doing, and I am so involved in the project that it's like the world around me could be doing something else, but I am mentally focused on what I'm doing. And to me, it's like it's kind of like a form of meditation, right? It's a form of my mind just going to another place, and I'm relaxed. Now, you could have your moments when you're not relaxed, because, as you guys know, I kind of expressed one of those moments with you guys last week, where I was just like, whoo. But let's be honest, that was self-inflicted. Okay, I inflicted that on myself. Okay, so I have no one to blame but me. Okay, but it's a learning experience. Okay, so now when I've already told myself, you got your appointment book, you got your calendar, and you are going to space out your orders. I mean, this is me talking to Jeanette. You are going to space out your orders so that whatever order you're working on, whatever project you're working on, enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Um, get lost in it. Just get lost in it. Plan it well. Take your time. If the customer is in a rush, I'm just gonna turn it down, because to me it's about being happy. And I find that when you talk to a lot of people that do like quilting, or other types of different things, like creating mugs, sublimation, all that kind of stuff, people really do enjoy the time of the creativity portion. Okay, because it feels like it really does take them to another place. So to me, I like that harmony. I like to be able to just get lost in the process. I can stand in front of these machines and watch the needle go up and down. When my mom was visiting me, and I was working on those bags, one of the things that she was doing was she was standing in front of the machine and she would just stare at it. And whenever I got an order for a baby blanket or a kitchen towel or something like that, she was just fascinated by the process. So she would watch me hoop the item and everything. And as soon as I stuck it into the machine, I would pull the chair for her because she just was memorized. She was just memorized how the machine would just go around the item and just embroider it. She was amazed at how, on the multi-needle machine, it would just, stop one needle and then the next needle would start. On the single needle machine, she was really amazed at it too. When I would take my thread out and then I would rethread the machine to put the next color in. It is memorizing. And one of the things that I really like about my single needle machine, and I still use it and I still use it to embroider. Okay. I mean, because some people think that, oh, because I got the multi needles that I just like have it collecting dust. Nope. I still use it and I still love using it, because sometimes I feel that the single needle machine gives me a more relaxing experience than the multi needle. Because with the multi needle, you just rethread all your stuff, right? You rethread all the needles with the colors, right? And then you just put your stuff in there and you press the button. Sometimes you can walk away depending on what you're doing. Other times you can't. Okay. So sometimes you got to stay there and you got to babysit it. But one of the things that I love about the single needle machine, and I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this, is that I have to sit in front of that machine and I have to watch the whole entire process. And I have to change the colors to that machine because it's only one needle, right? So when I'm done embroidering in the black, then I have to change over to the white or the blue or the red or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I have to watch the needle go and stuff. It's, to me, because it's a lot slower. So, because the one that I have, SC 1900, it only goes 650 stitches per minute. These big boys go 1,000 stitches per minute, but I still slow them down a lot of times, But I really enjoy the process on a single needle machine because I feel like you're more hands-on. And when you're more hands-on, you're more focused and you're taking your time. Now, would I do that for a huge order? No, because I really do got to get it out. Okay. I can't, if could you imagine if I did 50 bags on a single needle machine? I mean, wow, that really would have took a long time. Okay. That probably would have really screwed that one up too. But, because 50 of them, oh my God. But it's just to me a more relaxing experience when you're on a single needle machine than versus on a multi-needle machine. Multi-needle machines are great, don't get me wrong, I love them. But to me, they really are a must if you're running an embroidery business, and if you work on bulk orders. Like I've been working on a lot of bulk orders lately. People, they don't just bring me one bag, because I do work a lot with other small business owners, and sometimes they have employees that need polo shirts, jackets, coats, hats, and all that stuff. And sometimes they also ask me to embroider things that they give out to customers for advertisement, like golf towels and stuff like that. So a lot of times those bulk orders, they're not like one or two or three. Okay. So they come in and they're like, hey, I got 20, I got 30, I got 40, 50, 100. Um, I have gotten some doozies, which is why I had to go ahead and invest in a third machine on the multi-needle, because it's time, right? And the thing is, the more machines that you have, um when you're running a business, the more flexible you could be on the price, for the simple fact that time is money, right? So the pricing can be adjusted a little bit, for the simple fact that it's not going to take not that much longer for me to finish, because I can, like I'm going to have an order coming in soon with a lady that has a family reunion, and I believe it's going to be, I think it's 20 shirts, I'm not sure, but she's going to have a couple of shirts come in, and I'm going to have all three machines running. So I'll be, I think the embroidery design is about like maybe 20 minutes, something like that. So every 20 minutes, I should be able to finish three shirts, right? So if I had one machine, it would be 20 minutes, then another 20 minutes, then another 20 minutes. But every 20 minutes, it's only one shirt. But because I have three, every 20 minutes, I've got three done. So it kind of helps me a little bit with the pricing. It also helps me a little bit with management of my time, and also when I start taking orders and stuff, I take that into account and stuff like that. Now, remember last week I messed up with those bags and stuff. um I only had thread for one machine. Trust me, I will never make that mistake again. Okay. If when I get a bulk order, I'm going to make sure that I have enough thread to run all three of these babies at the same time, because that was like, ooh, that wasn't good. So I'm like, oh, so you kind of learn and stuff. But that is really the good thing that I really like about embroidery is, you really learn patience and stuff, and you really lose yourself in your own little world. And the other thing, which I didn't write down, that just crossed my mind, the sense of accomplishment, especially if you're learning something new, right? Like applique. Okay. Like if you guys don't know what applique is, this is applique. Okay. And this was, stuff that, I usually, what I'll do is I'll take a baby blanket and I'll just cut it up, and then I'll just like do little samples and stuff like that. So this is applique. Okay. And let me give you a close up so that you can see what it looks like. And as you can see, this is just fabric, okay, that's sewed on, and you have to cut it and stuff like that. And yeah, and I kind of messed up on this one. Let me show you how I messed up. This is what happens if you really don't cut right. Let me show you. Okay, now I want you to look at the H right here. And let me see, hold on, I'm gonna get something because I want you guys to see it, because this is a mistake. This is a boo-boo. And I know you guys know I like to share my boo-boos, right? I don't just like to where is it? Okay. Look at the H. Okay. I want you to pay attention to where's my needle? Okay, there it is. See how here you have all the stitching, right? You got the stitching around the H. Look at right here. let me hold on. I got it so I can see where I'm telling you guys to look. Look right here. See how the stitching, oh, sorry. See how the stitching is looking right here? Then look right here. Look what happened. Look where my thing's going. Right in there. See? Look. You know why that happened? I cut too close. That's why that happened. I cut too close. So as you can see, if you look at the letter S, look at the letter S. See the outside stitching? And look at the A. You see all the stitching on the outside, right? Except, no, that's good. Look right here too. See? Right here. See? See how my thing go in? See? So applique can be pretty tricky. Applique can be pretty tricky, okay? You got to know how to cut your fabric. Okay? It's tricky because you need to cut close to the stitches, but you can't cut too far, because if you have, like, let's say satin stitch, right? If you have a satin stitch and then you didn't cut too close in, then the fabric is going to hang out of the satin stitch. Is going to look funky, okay, and stuff. So, applique can be pretty tricky. But like I said before, when you are working with applique and you start practicing, okay, because I keep saying, and a lot of times people come out and say, oh, I don't want to waste the time practicing. Well, you better start wasting the time practicing. You better get over it and practice. And the reason why I tell you that is because when you don't practice, these are the type of mistakes you're going to make. And you're going to make this on your products. And if you make them on your products, or not even, if you're not even selling, let's say you're giving it as a gift, okay, you're going to have mistakes like this on your gift, okay? You don't want that, all right? You don't want that, because you want a good quality stitch. You want your stuff to really look nice. So in order for you to be able to make sure that you got it down packed, it's by practicing and practicing and practicing. Are you going to mess up? Yeah, you're going to mess up. There's a lot of things that you're going to do, but you're going to learn. And I see that Carol, no, what was it? Annette says she does the scan and cut. Some people use that method. Okay. Some people use their Cricut machine, their Silhouette and stuff. And what they do is they pre-cut the letters so that they could have perfect placement, and then they don't have to go with scissors and stuff like that. I personally, okay, I kind of like doing the scissor thing, and I'm gonna tell you why, okay? And I know, Annette, what you're saying. You're like, oh, but you won't make that mistake if you do the scan and cut. I know, but you know what it is? I actually have fun taking the item out of the machine, getting my applique scissors and cutting around it. Okay. So when you do the scan and cut and you use your Cricut machine to do the appliques and all that kind of stuff, well, it's already cut for you. So you're really not taking the scissors and cutting it and all that stuff. I actually have fun doing it. I know it sounds crazy because, but the thing is, I don't really do this for selling, right? If you were doing it for selling, though, I will say I would go with what Annette just put in that chat when she says she does the scan and cut, because you know what? When you do have to cut these things manually, it is time consuming. It really is, okay? But I actually enjoy the time. I like doing it manual. I really do. Now, am I risking it? Yeah. But the thing is, when I do these, a lot of times it's not to sell them. It's usually I'm doing it for a gift. So, it's like, okay, I'll be fine. And these are pretty these are pretty easy to fix because applique, removing the stitches for an applique is not as time consuming as if, let's say, I had a full embroidery file where thousands and thousands and thousands of stitches. Right there, I would have to pull out the Peggy Stitch eraser. I would be with that all night with a seam ripper, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out. With this, it's a little easier because all you're doing is just really removing the edges, right? You just got to make sure you don't take it out of the hoop or stuff like that. But you just removing the edges and stuff, and then you can try again, you know. I may have lost the fabric, but it's okay. But I actually enjoy the process of cutting the fabric. Now, another thing about applique though that I quickly learned as I started to do more and more of it is sometimes you see these applique designs that are really super cute but they have a lot of pieces to it. Those can really take a long time to finish. Okay, so when you are if you're doing applique designs for a business, just to me, I would just say be conscientious of that. Okay, because you can have a design that you have to cut like 5 or 6 or 7 different pieces of fabric. Okay, and taking it in and out of the machine or even doing the scan and cut and stuff like that, even though the scan and cut does save you the time to cut it and stuff like that, to me it's just a lot of different pieces of fabric that you got to buy. So you kind of have to balance it out. I prefer to do the names. I know some people do a lot of designs that have the applique, and it's kind of like a hit and miss situation too. Okay, because if you really think about it, applique is really cool because what happens is what you're doing is, instead of having an embroidery machine stitch out thousands and thousands of stitches, right? What you're doing is you're filling the space with a piece of fabric. But what ends up happening is you're still it's you know does it save time? I really don't know. I don't know the answer to that, if it's really truly a time saver. Now, I will say it's a thread saver because you're not using a whole bunch of thread to fill this out, right? That I see. You're not using a whole bunch of thread for this. But but to me, I don't know. It's just a choice. And another thing too, besides the fabric, a lot of people use the vinyl. Okay, a lot of people use vinyl. Vinyl is a lot easier to cut and stuff like that. So a lot of times people like doing that. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a preference. It's just a preference. But just know that whatever you do with embroidery, okay, whether you use the full designs, whether you use the sketch designs and stuff, you got to practice. There's no way around it. You're just going to have to practice, okay? Because you're not going to get better if you don't practice, okay? You learn from your mistakes and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I do like doing applique. I really do. I will say though, you do get a little frustrated when you mess up, because this was kind of like a mess up when I saw the H, the way I did the H and stuff, and as you can see the A, I was like, oh man, I cut too close. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe what I should have did, it would have looked cute if I had left some extra fabric outside that border, right? Because if you think about it, it probably would have looked nicer if I had some, if I cut the fabric and I left some hanging and then I just ironed it down, it probably would have looked nicer. But I just was kind of like, that's okay. Well, you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn and stuff. But yeah, I mean, let me see. So what else did I put in here about the fun stuff of embroidery? I think I covered everything for tonight and stuff, and I got to show you. Did I show you everything? Yeah, I did. I showed you this, And, I've been having a lot of fun making these bookmarks. I didn't embroider this one, but I have some, I did the Missouri Star, Christmas box, right? And in there, it gave me a bunch of, squares. But I don't know. My sister knows what it's called. And I don't know. She's in the chat. So, but what I did was I started making these fabric bookmarks and stuff. And in one of the videos, I showed you guys how to do what is it? The initial. And I have my sister still here. I should have gave it to my mom, and I totally forgot to give it to her, to give it to my sister. I still have it. I don't even know where I put it now. I think I put it in here somewhere. Oh, I must have put it somewhere else. You know what? I don't know when my sister's gonna get her bookmark the way I'm going. This why I had it in here somewhere. I guess not. Okay. I'm sure it's gonna turn up, and then I'm gonna have to mail it to her and stuff like that. I gotta make sure that I don't know where I put it. Okay. All right. Oh, I got it, Nancy. I just don't know where it is. I gotta make sure. But anyway, I made one for her, and I did a video and stuff, and then I showed you guys how you would go ahead and embroider on these, okay, and embroider it in such a way that you wouldn't even see like the embroidery inside and stuff like that. These are pretty popular. I see these a lot on who was it? I see them a lot on Etsy. A lot of people are selling them, but I think they're hand embroidering it, and they're doing like little flowers and stuff. Some people do initials and all that kind of stuff, but they do a lot of stuff on here. But these are like pretty cute. So I got the fabric and stuff. So I've been doing some of these, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll donate them or something. I don't know. You know how sometimes you just like do stuff just to do stuff because you just want to do it. You don't need it. You just wanted to do it. I just had all that fabric, and I was like, oh, that'll make a cute bookmark. Maybe I'll send this to Nancy too, because I know she's a reader. She's a big reader. I'm a reader too, but I use my Kindle. And when you have an electronic reader, it's like you don't really need bookmarks because you don't have like the hard bookmarks and stuff. Maybe I should take this to work because I do have a notebook journal where I keep all my tasks and everything, and maybe I can use that there. I don't know. Well, anyway, guys, that was the topic that I have for today. And I know last week, man, I stayed with you guys on a long time because I was venting books. I lost a lot of money. But yeah. But I am definitely not going to do like 3 hours tonight for sure with you guys. So I'm going to say hi to you guys and everything. And I hope you guys liked all the ideas and stuff that I shared with you. Yeah, and I am going to be shooting a video tomorrow because I found a way to use applique to make a toy for kids. Okay, for learning, a learning toy. So I'm going to be filming that tomorrow. I think you guys are really going to like that. So if you guys have grandkids and stuff like that, or I think you guys are really going to like this idea. Very simple. It's just a plain applique letter design and stuff like that. And I think we may even take it to the next level and do designs and all that kind of stuff and everything. But yeah, that's going to be filmed tomorrow. I'm filming that tomorrow, and then I will make sure I post that by Sunday so you guys can see that, because I think you guys are going to like that, because it was just something that I saw and I was like, I can do that. I was like, that's a pretty neat idea. So we're going to be making alphabet toys tomorrow and stuff like that. So so I am going to go down and say hi to everybody. And hope you guys are doing really, really good. I had a rough week this week, but hey, that's okay. That's life, right? Hey, Liliana, and I see Sassy. Hey, Sassy, how you doing? I see Christina. I see Liliana's in the house. I'm going to highlight her. This is her YouTube channel, and I'm going to tell you, she is one of my favorites. I love her. Okay. she's in Minnesota. She has an embroidery business. And she has been having, I think she's done it for like, I think close to over 25 years, something like that. She's been embroidering for a very long time. She has really, really good videos and stuff like that. And I know some folks have been asking me, hey, can you do videos in Spanish? And I'm like, watch Liliana, Lily, because Liliana's very, very fluent in Spanish. And I think the reason why I like watching her is because I get to practice my Spanish and everything like that. But she does her videos in Spanish, but she speaks English too. And the thing is, if you watch the videos, you can understand what she's doing. You can't. I mean, but she does beautiful, beautiful work. I'm telling you, highly recommend her. She's awesome. She's the cream of the crop. Okay. I want to be like her. That's what I want to do. I want to be Liliana. I want to have a Liliana shop here in Virginia, the way she has it. I mean, like when you see her stuff, you're like, wow. I mean, she's got it going on. She's got it going on. But thank you so much for being here, Liliana, because I'm always watching your videos and stuff. Sometimes you go live and I'm at work and I don't see it. And then when I get home, I saw that you went online and I'm like, so I always have to go on and watch it and give you your thumbs up and stuff. So, but thank you for the support. I appreciate that. I see Robin. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Hey, Makery, how you doing? I see Mary Beth, Jenny. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Karen, how are you? Cynthia, Jackie. Danielle, how are you? Marlene, how are you? I see Susan. If you guys have questions and stuff like that, please put them in the chat so I can help you guys out. Even though I know sometimes when you put stuff in the chat, that's one of the things that I was talking about earlier too, about the community and how we help each other. I do notice that sometimes you guys put questions in there and people will jump in there and they will help you out. And I do have a Facebook group. Okay. I have Embroidery Happy Hour Adventures on Facebook. I believe we have about close to 3,900 members in that group. Oh, and I wanted to also mention to you guys, I know I have gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of people about the gift exchange that I did for Christmas. A lot of you guys want me to do a gift exchange for Christmas for July. So I am going to do that. I'm going to host it. Okay. So, because I know sometimes during the Christmas season, it can be a little rough. I'm still going to do it for Christmas every year. But I decided what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to add Christmas in July as well. That way, if you are too busy to do the gift exchange in the holiday season, you can have the option of doing the gift exchange in the for the Christmas of July. So I am in the works of planning that. Okay. And I want to host it the same way that I did the Christmas one, where we can all get together and show each other, what we got and received and stuff like that. So that should be a lot of fun. So please do look forward to that, because I do plan on doing that as well. So, and like I said, I just love the community. I really, truly do. I also like the community within each other that have YouTube channels. We help each other out. We collaborate a lot. We always ask each other advice and stuff. I used to be more available before I went back to the office full time. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to do the 3 days in the office, 2 days at home, telework. I'm still debating on it because it was kind of like a rough week this week. So I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble and stuff like that. I saw some shady shit going on. So you know me, I'm like, I don't like drama. Okay. So, and I just tell myself, you just got 2 more years, Jeanette, just 2 more years, just hang in there. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang in there. And I just like to keep clean, So, because I've been in the office full time, it is tiring. It's hard. Okay. Cause like I have told you guys in the past, I get up at 3:00 in the morning every day. And at 3:00 in the morning, I have to get up, get dressed, get ready and stuff like that. And I have to catch a bus. Then I have to go to the office. And I'm actually in the office 5:30 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be able to come home at 3, But sometimes what happens is meetings run late and all that kind of stuff. So I ended up working more than I should. And I stay past my time and stuff, which is fine. I mean, I'm okay with it. It is what it is, right? You got to do what you got to do, right? So, you don't complain, you just do. So, by the time I get home in the middle of the week, I do get exhausted. I am pretty exhausted. And, it can take a toll. And the thing is also is during the week, not only am I working full time in the office and stuff, when I come home and I go online, I look at my Etsy shop, I sometimes get orders and I have to fill those orders. So it's like I come home, I get to relax for about like maybe like 20 minutes, something like that, change clothes and everything, maybe get something to eat, some water and stuff like that. And then I have to come in here, turn on the machines, and I got to fill those orders and stuff like that. And then when I'm done filling the orders, packaging them up and all that kind of good stuff, hit the bed to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning again. So I'm okay though. I'm okay with the schedule and stuff. I will say this. During the Christmas season, it was bad. It was really bad because of the Christmas orders that I was getting in. I was working on 1 hours, 2 hours sleep. And the sleep that I was getting, I would get like 1 or 2 hours sleep at home. And then when I got on the bus, I would make sure that I had my iPhone set in an alarm because I didn't want to miss my stop at the bus, right? So I would actually sleep on the bus for like a half hour and then, go to work and stuff. And of course, you can't sleep at work. So when I would get on the bus coming back home, then I would take a little nap there too. So it was crazy. It was really crazy. But sometimes you just got to do it, right? You got to work hard. Like someone has said something. You got the earners and you got the collectors, right? Some people earn their checks. Some people just sit back and collect it. Well, I'm an earner. I am an earner, that's for sure. But I collect too. I mean, there are times when I can get a little lazy and whatever, and I'm like, oh, screw it. I did all I could, because mental health's important, and I do like to go swimming, because that's like a break from work and also from here. Even though like I love embroidery, but just to go somewhere else, I just love it because when you hit the water and you're under the water, it's like you have no sound, right? So it's like it's calming to me. So when I'm swimming, it's like I'm in this world, and then I go to the steam room, relax, and all that kind of stuff and everything. You got to recoup because you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Mental health is very important and stuff. So I always make sure that I do take my me time. That's for sure, because I want to live as old as I possibly can, because my goal is to get the Social Security office so pissed because they still got to cut me my check. They're going to be like, that lady ain't dead yet. Be like, yep, give me my money. Give me my money. I want to collect as many pension checks and Social Security checks as possible. That's my goal. So anyway, but enough about that. Okay, so I'm going to keep going down. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Hey, Rebecca, Karen. Thank you, Marlene. Hey, Jenny, how are you? I see Eartha, Deborah. Yes. Guys, if you like the info that I do provide you guys every Friday, give me a thumbs up. And another thing too, if there is something that you guys want me to talk about, right, on embroidery happy hour, a topic or something like that, let me know on the Facebook page also. Okay. Now I know that some folks have asked me, hey, can you talk about like the accounting side and all that kind of stuff? That I will not do, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I am not an accountant expert, okay? I have a professional look at my stuff, okay? Just in case I don't screw up, all right? So I don't want to give you guys certain advice because, every state has different laws and stuff like that. So last thing I want is for you guys to go, oh, but Jeanette does it like this. So I can do it this way. And the next thing you know, you get hit with a big tax bill. Okay. So, when some things I will share with you guys, but other things it's like you got to make sure that you do your own individual research so that you can make sure that you don't screw up, like getting a business license, making sure you can buy things tax exempt, making sure you're collecting your sales tax when you do make sales, making sure that you're paying your state the sales tax and everything, write-offs and all that kind of stuff. Be very conscientious of all that stuff, because every state has its different rules, right? So you want to make sure that you don't get in trouble with any of that stuff. So, when it comes to giving advice in that, I'm kind of like, I really don't like doing that because I don't want to accidentally give you guys misinformation, right? But when it comes to, hey, how do you embroider a hat, or how do you embroider a blanket, or what kind of thread she used, or stabilizer she'd use, or that I don't have a problem. And the thing is too is some of you guys have reached out to me and say, hey, what machine should I get? And I know some of you guys get frustrated with my answer, okay? Because I don't like to tell people what to buy, okay? Because everybody has different needs and different wants, and everyone has different learning curve and a different comfort level and a different budget, okay? So what I do is I tell you things that you should think about when you're doing your research in getting a machine. That I have no problem telling you, okay? Like making sure about your support, making sure you understand how the machine runs, making sure that you have the space for it, making sure that you're not like going broke while you're getting that machine. And I do have some videos in the channel on that as well. I think I got one that seems to be pretty good, where I talk a lot about this getting a single needle versus a multi-needle. And I do kind of give you guys an idea of some of the things that you should be asking yourself when you are in the market for one. So I don't mind giving you guys advice in that, okay, in that way, okay? But if you come out and you tell me, hey, should I get a brother, or should I get this, or should I get this brand machine? I really don't like telling you guys that, I mean, I know what brand I use and I know why I use it and why it works for me. But the thing is, everybody's different, right? And everybody's needs are different. And I just don't want to steer someone. And then, and machines all work different, right? So there's different budgets, different machines and stuff. So I don't really like come on and say, no, you got to get this one, because there's so many good machines out there, right? So, and you want to get one that you're happy with. I mean, I have a lot of friends that do embroidery, and they don't use the same machines that I use. Like Liliana, she likes her Happy Japan. The Crafty Puerto Rican has Wacoma, and I'm doing Brother, and I have other friends that have the Taijina, okay. I have some that have the JSK. I have some that have the Brandon. There's so many other machines out there. Okay. I think Ozzy has, I think it's the SWF, something like that. He has that one. So there's just so many different brands out there. You just have to really do the research and make sure you get what's good for you. Same thing with the software, right? There's a lot of different embroidery software out there. They come in different prices, okay? I can tell you what I use and how I use it. And then in some of my videos, I actually show you how I use it, okay? And I'll teach you how to use it. But I don't want people to think, oh, I have to get that one, okay? I mean, honestly, I have Embrilliance because I'm a Mac girl, and that is the only embroidery software that I have found that works on a Mac, okay? But there are other great embroidery software out there that runs on Windows. I've heard about So What Pro. I've heard about Hatch. There's others. What I would recommend in that situation when it comes to the embroidery software is see if they have a free version download it, play with it, see if it's something that fits your needs or that you can understand. Go on YouTube and look for tutorials on how to use that software. That way you can see, because some software is easier to understand than others, and everyone's learning curve is different, and everybody's needs are different too. Like some people want to not only be machinists, but they also want to be digitizers. I don't like digitizing. Okay. Now, do I know a little bit? I do. I know a little bit. Okay. I know enough that if I have to make some type of modification to a design, I can do that. However, though, I prefer to farm that work out. So I have digitizers that I work with. Okay. I have about 3 of them. And I like to farm off that work because I don't want to worry that. It's just not my thing. It's just really not. I don't like it. I like messing with the machine. I don't like messing with the design. I'll mess with it a little bit, but when somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, can you digitize this logo for me?" Sure, farm it out. I just farm it out. I'm like, no. I'm like, Fossil, can you do this for me? So I'll just farm it out. Um, I'm not a digitizer at all. I tried it. It's just not my thing. Okay. Everybody, like I said, everybody's different. Some people love it, some people don't. I have a feeling, though, that the reason why I don't love it is because during my day job, I'm in front of a computer all freaking day. Okay. The last thing I want to do is be in front of a computer digitizing too. So I'm all computer out by the time I get home. I'm like, I don't want to do any more computer stuff. Okay. I want to play with my embroidery machine. So I prefer to just take it and send it over to the folks that really love digitizing, let them do it. And at the same time, I don't mind paying because I feel like I'm kind of contributing to our embroidery world, right? Could I save a lot of money if I went ahead and I did my own digitizing? Probably, yeah. You could probably save it. But the thing is, I prefer to let experts do it because that's what they love to do. I know I'm going to get a good quality stitch when I get it back because I work with really good digitizers. And that's the other thing too. Be careful who you pick to digitize your stuff. Okay, you want people that are experienced and knowledgeable. Okay. A lot of people, what they do is they start learning how to digitize, and then all of a sudden they consider themselves digitizing experts. Okay. Always test stitch your whatever you get from digitizers. Always test it. And make sure that you are working with a digitizer that you can trust and someone that will work with you. Okay, customer service is very, very important, especially when it comes to that portion of embroidery. Okay, you want a digitizer that will digitize your item, and then when you do a test stitch, and then you're like, okay, I'm good. Or if you need some kind of small modification to a design, you can find them. I find that sometimes, I myself have found when I have been looking for new digitizers, because I like to have a list of digitizers that I can go to, because you never know if the person that you use on a regular basis is always busy, right? You don't know that, right? So I have seen digitizers where you send them the stuff and they do the job, and then you get it. It's okay. The work is okay, but there's a little bit when I do the test stitch, I see that maybe something's a little bit off, or it needs to be filled a little more, something like that. And then when I reach out to them to make the modification, you can't find them anymore. All of a sudden, they're like, nope, we got your money and you got your file and transaction's over. That is, like, to me, like the worst digitizer you can get, honestly. Okay. When you have somebody that digitizes for you, to me, it's a business working relationship. So I always pick digitizers that will work with me. Okay. Digitizers make mistakes too, just like you can make a mistake picking the wrong stabilizer or thread, or hooping something wrong. they can accidentally digitize something incorrectly as well. So, make sure that when you are selecting a digitizer, it's someone you can trust, someone that you have a very good business relationship with, somebody that if you need certain modifications done to a design, they work with you. If you have someone that is like, hey, I need this, and you give them the money and they give you the file and then they're gone, that to me is kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't work with them again. That's like, and believe me, I've bumped into that. And a lot of times too, sometimes I have tested digitizers. What I'll do is I'll give them a design and I'll tell them, okay, digitize this for me. They did a good job, but then I just want to see how good they are with their customer service, right? And I will go back to them and say, hey, can you change this for me a little bit? Just a small little change and stuff. If they change it right away, or they're very accommodating, that I'm like, oh, okay, this is someone that I can probably work with more in the future, and I'll write down their name and I'll keep their name. But if I reach out to them and then all of a sudden all I hear is crickets, I'm like, okay, this is not someone that's going to work with me long term, okay? Because I know this is the person that disappears, okay? And you know what? When you are running a business and you need something to be digitized, and if the digitizer makes a mistake and you already paid for that digitizing, and then you need them to make a modification, they disappear, you got a customer waiting. And that is not cool, okay? And there have been a lot of times, sorry, moving my chair. There's been a lot of times when I've had customers come to me and I have to get a file digitized, and a little error or some modification needs to be made. I really love it that I can go to the digitizers that I work with right now and they just go ahead and say, yeah, Jeanette, what's going on? And I'm like, hey, I need this changed a little bit, and they'll change it. And then I do another test stitch, and then I'm like, perfect. And then I can just go ahead and fill my order. The last thing I want is to have an issue like that in the middle of an order. And then I have to pay again for another digitizer to redo all the work. That's not cost effective. Okay, because then what happens is I paid one digitizer and I got to pay the other digitizer, because the other digitizer is like, I don't care that you paid them. I mean, you got to pay me. You know what I'm saying? Your problem is with them, not me. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be, you really have to make sure that when you're looking for a digitizer, it's someone that you have a very good, solid business relationship with, because that can really hamper how quickly you can pull out these orders, and also the quality of that stitch also. Okay, like I said, sometimes people, they learn how to do digitizing and then they consider themselves an expert, and then next thing you know, you get a bunch of jump stitches, you get a bunch of places in the patch that maybe should be filled and it's not filled and stuff like that, or the fonts are not clear and stuff like that. You kind of know, you know a good stitch when you see it. And when you get a new file also, and I know I'm getting off topic today and stuff like that, but I'm giving you guys more info than what I should be giving. I could do another whole hour on this. But you want to, when you're test stitching, don't walk away from the machine. That's another thing too that I want to tell you. When you have a new design and you're test stitching it, watch how the machine stitches it. Okay, the rhythm. Watch how the rhythm of how the machine does that. And I'm gonna tell you why, because that is important. That is important. You want to make sure that when it is done stitching the design, and here comes Mello. He's gonna do his cameo. Here you go, Mello. You want to say hi? Oh, he just walked right by. Okay. Oh, here he is. Okay. There you go. You want to say hi? Okay. So what I'm saying is, make sure that you watch how that stitch performs, because you need it to be solid. Okay. Sometimes you can have a bunch of jump stitches and all that kind of stuff and everything. So never take for granted that when they send you a file that is solid. Always test, test stitch the file. Always, always, always. Because the last thing you want is to put it on a customer's product, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh, that's a mess. You never want to mess. That is not the place to test. Okay. So just want to make sure, I just want to share that, because sometimes things come in my head and then I'm like, oh, I should let you guys know about this and stuff like that. Because, it will help you, Hey, Jenny, how are you? I see Eartha, Deborah, Debbie, how are you? Marlena, how are you? Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Hey, Karen. Oh, let me see. When it's done stitching and you remove it from the machine, it's like a magic surprise. It is, Karen. That's what Karen's saying, and she is so true. I mean, it's fun. I love embroidery, and it's so creative. It really is. The things that you can do is like so awesome and stuff. Hello, Nancy. How you doing? If you guys don't know, this is my sister Nancy, and she does her YouTube channel is Gifts HQ Saturday Craft the Noon at noon. Okay, and she does really awesome stuff. She's always teaching as well and everything. Great channel and stuff. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Darlene. From Connecticut, Maryland. How are you? Let's see. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Rita, how are you, hon? Let's see. I see Deborah. Everybody say hi to everybody. Hey, Alice, how are you? Happy Friday to you too. Let's see. And then you said, I love the fact that you can create a personal gift for a friend or loved ones. My granddaughter is a big benefactor to my side business. I'm telling you, it's like, it's really, really is cool. It really is. I mean, and the gifts that you get are so like great. And then Leanne saying home decor is in high demand right now, and there's a lot of money to make here. Yep, totally. And I get a lot of folks that come to me with pillowcases and different stuff, and they're like, can you embroider this? I mean, and this is another thing too. You can embroider art. Okay, remember, I have a video out in the channel, and I did it a long time ago, where you could just take fabric. Let's say you see a beautiful design, right? And you just take the design, you embroider it, and then what you can do is staple it to a frame, and then you hang it in your house. You can make such beautiful artwork with embroidery. You truly can. So, I mean, there's so many things you can do with home decor. If you look right here behind me, those 3 frames right there, that's embroidery artwork right there. Okay. The one that you see in the black, and I know it's a little far away and stuff like that, but that is an embroidery picture of Mellow that I got as a gift. And that came from Sandra in Canada. And then the other 2 that say sewing room, and then the one that has the blue frame around it, those were just plain embroidery files that I found. And all I did was I just framed it. So beautiful. And then I don't know if you guys remember, for Christmas, Miss Banks, she embroidered a clock for me. Okay. So I have that downstairs. I need to bring it up here and put it up there and stuff. That's what I need to do. So there's just so many things you can do. There's just so many things you can do. Really, there really is. Hey, Miss Shirley, how are you? And this is another YouTube channel. Miss Shirley, she does, I think it's Wind Down Tuesdays, and I haven't been able to participate and everything because I'm so exhausted when I come home and stuff. So I'm definitely going to have to, one day, Miss Shirley, I'm going to have to pop up and surprise you and go, hey. But I'll just know that I'll not that, anything. It's just that so exhausted. It's like when I come home, got to finish those orders, and I just hit that bed and I'm just like gone. I'm just gone. So yeah, Guys, 2 more years, then you guys have me full time. And then you guys are really going to get sick of me because you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, she's got a video out every day. What is she doing? You know, because that's when I'm really going to start rocking and rolling, because you guys are going to be like, oh my God. Because I'm going to be like, hey, look what we're doing today. Because I'm going to be doing this full time. I cannot wait. So in 2 years, and it's like, oh, it's going to be on and stuff. Oh, Iris got Liliana got another fan. Yes. Oh, I love her channel too, Iris. I mean, because she's like, I mean, if you guys have not seen her channel, and I'm gonna highlight her right here again, that's her channel, Embroidery Print Now. I mean, she does, her work is amazing. It truly, she even incorporates sublimation with embroidery. Okay, that's another thing. And you know what? I'm going to try that because I bought sublimation paper. She did a sublimation patch. So I bought the paper and I can't wait to try that and stuff and everything. I hope my sublimation printer still works, you know, because I haven't been using it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, her channel is amazing, Iris. I totally agree. I mean, she's one of my favorites and stuff, because I always learn. A lot of things that I've learned from her and stuff. Patches. And I'll never forget when I was embroidering my Carhartt jackets, and then she was like, "Oh, you're doing Carhartt jackets? That's $250 a pop." And I was like, "I didn't know," you know. But yeah, and she's been a great inspiration to me, because I had like a little bit of fear of embroidery, and she pushed me. She really pushed me. So a lot of my success in my local embroidery, I really owe it to her, because she is such a great mentor. She really is. Hey Danielle. I see Joyce. Hey D Molly. How you doing? Hey Emma, how are you doing? Juana Creations, how are you? Let's see, I'm going down. Let's see. Oh, Marlene says she did a bath towel for a bridal shower with her initials, and she loves it. Who wouldn't love it? Who would not love it? I'm telling you, and this is the thing. It's like, when you do stuff like this, it's not stuff that you can just go into Macy's or Walmart or Target and just pick up. Okay. It's the uniqueness of it. And that's one of the things that I really love about embroidery, that you can be so super creative, and you can create these gifts that are just like, everybody just hits the floor like, where'd you get that? You know, like, I know there's a lady that comes here. She always buys the baby, which, oh God, I got to reach out to her, because she wanted to order a baby blanket from me this week, and I wasn't able to do it because I'm working and all that kind of stuff. So I'm got to reach out to her today. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. But she tells me she loves my baby blankets, because every time she goes to a baby shower or something like that, and she pulls out the baby blanket embroidered with the design and the child's name, it always ends up being like the gift of the day, right? All the oohs, the ahs, and all that kind of stuff. And it's really the same thing, like when you're doing, you know, like Marlene was saying, you know, she gave that gift. I bet you everybody was like, oh, she got that for you? And then they're probably looking at the embroidery and they're like, where did she get that from? That's what, you know, it really does. It steals the show. It really, truly does. And stuff. Even like the dinner napkins. I remember my husband's boss was leaving for another job, right? And I knew his wife was going to be there. So what I did was I took some dinner napkins and I embroidered the dinner napkins with their last name on it. And I gave it to him as a good luck gift. And his wife was just like, oh my God, these are beautiful. You know, they really do. They steal the show. They just do. They just steal the show. When, you know, whenever you do embroidery and you give them as gifts, it's like everybody's always like, whoa, you know, it's a big thing. Oh, Jenny says, I'm making a table runner for Valentine's Day. It's double the love design by Sweet Pea, and Peggy with Power Tools is showing how to make it. You're so right. Yep. And the thing is, it's like the decor that you're doing for your home is unique. Okay. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like, like when you go to the party, right? And you're like, you go to the store, you buy a cute dress, right? And then you go to a party, and then you see another lady walk in with the same dress, right? So it's like, oh, we both went to Macy's. I guess we saw the sale, right? With embroidery, there is no two of anything, right? Because you created it. It's so unique. You can walk in there and know that that gift or that item that you made for yourself and stuff like that, it's unique. It's not the same. Okay, you're not going to find it anywhere else. So that is the real thing that I truly love about this, the uniqueness of it. I mean, I just think it's so awesome and stuff. So and then look, my best friend's daughter just purchased for her home, and I did the bath towels as, see, perfect gift. Perfect gift. You know. There's so much you can do. It is. There's just so, I'm telling you, there's just so much. I mean, I even have a pair of jeans that kind of look plain, and then I had the Puerto Rican flag, right, embroidered, and then I had the embroidery design that I use a lot on my towels and all that kind of stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put them on my jeans. So all I did was I hooped the jean leg, and I embroidered on my jean leg. I have the Puerto Rican flag, and then on the same leg with the Puerto Rican flag, I put Boricua going down. So there's just so much you can do. There really is. It's like I mean, you can look at something and you just say, oh, it looks a little plain. Throw it on the machine. Next thing you know, you embroider it, and it looks cute. It's like getting a new shirt or a new pair of pants or a new jacket and stuff like that. There's just so much you can do and stuff. Hey Jay Jones, how you doing? Hey Kim. Oh, you had the ad? That's odd. You shouldn't be having ads. Oh, YouTube is putting commercials in here again. I really wish they would wait till after, and stuff. Oh well. I've been collecting jeans for the thrift store to embroider. There you go. See, jeans and stuff. Got a commercial. Oh, I guess commercials are playing now with the lives. Oh well. Okay. But I'm glad you guys stuck around. Oh, there you go. I've learned so much from the embroidery community, such knowledgeable and talented individuals. And you know what's so cool? They're sweet individuals too. I mean, they are really, really nice. That's the one thing that I really love, is that everyone loves to share the information. And I really think that's awesome. I really, really do. Hey Felicia, how you doing? Hey Angela and Stitches. Yeah, you can always hit the skip button on the commercials and stuff. I don't know why they're putting them in lives now. I wonder if that's something new. I wonder. Let's see. Yep, Karen's like practice, 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 and stuff. If you're wearing it, you use cutaway. If no, tearaways. Yep, and that's how I usually look at it. I always look at it the same way, Liliana. If you wear it, don't tear it. That's another little thing. And it's kind of like, what else they say? Measure twice, cut once, right? Because once you cut, you're done. Okay, but you can measure as many times as you want. But once you cut that fabric, the fabric's cut. You kind of like messed it up. It's done. Let's see what else we got here. Um, oh yeah, Iris. Iris said, I don't know if I mentioned, but she bought a Singer SE 9180. I returned it because it only bought one hoop. Oh, well, at least you got your money back, so that's pretty good, And you tried it and stuff. Let's see. Hi, Carol. How are you? It's good to have you back. Aw, welcome back. Let's see. Annette, I think she's saying, let me see. Iris, I bought a Singer sewing machine, not an embroidery one. I had to return it. Kept it jamming. Awful. Repairman service. And McKelmore said that they don't make Singers. Oh, then I guess maybe that's not a good machine to get and stuff. And you see, this is the other thing too. Sometimes this is the other thing. Like just like I tell people, I don't like to tell people what machine to buy. At the same time, also, it's like sometimes you hear people don't buy this machine, right? You hear it the opposite end of it, right? They're like, oh, don't get this because it's brand. But the thing is, you don't know. You sometimes don't know. The person could have gotten a lemon, just like when you buy a car, you think you bought a really good car, and then all of a sudden you bought a lemon, right? Or sometimes the person didn't understand the machine, right? Because they still got that learning curve going on. So maybe they didn't know how to change the needle, or maybe they didn't know how to how to center the design and stuff like that, or they pressed a button by accident and the machine just went belly up. So there's a lot of things, so that's why to me I'm like, I don't know, because like certain machines, I hear some people hate it, and then I know people that I could take one machine. I don't want to name brands because I don't want to do anything, but let's say brand A, right? And then some people own brand A and they love it, and then some people have bought that same brand A and then they say, oh, it was a piece of crap, it didn't work for me and stuff like that. But you just don't know, what I'm saying? So that's why I always say do your own research and all that kind of stuff, because you really need to you want to make sure that whatever decision you make, you're making the right one for you. And I even say that in the videos and stuff. It's all about you, and your budget and stuff. And these machines are not cheap. They are not cheap at all. That's why, to me, I always say it's so important that you do your research, and if you have an opportunity to visit someone that owns a machine that you seem to be interested in, do make the trip and watch them work that machine and see if you could work it, and if you find it easy to understand and all that kind of stuff and everything. You got to really do the research and stuff. I would not buy something blindly without seeing it in action, without being able to touch it, feel it, and stuff like that. I just, everybody's different, so I don't know. And so that's just how I feel about it. I don't know. But anyway. Hey, crafty Puerto Rican, how are you? Yes, guys, if you do like the video, please give me a thumbs up, because that would really, really help the channel a lot. It really would. Where am I up to anyway? Let me see. Oh, got 86 likes. Got 86. That's pretty good. Let's see. Hey, Cass. Hey, Eunice. How are you? You guys talking about those Singer machines. Let's see. Got another commercial. Oh, why does the commercials keep coming? And so I'm going to have to see. I'll check the settings to see if we can get rid of it for the next live. Okay. Because I really don't want the commercials showing when we're live. I don't mind if people are watching the replay and they see the commercial, but not during. Because this is our time. I don't want to interrupt it and stuff like that. So, I'm going down. Make sure. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? Yep. And totally agree. It's a skill. It's something new every day. Gotta love the process. You do. And the thing is too, embroidery sometimes is not for everybody because sometimes people are like, oh, it looks like a lot of work. Um, and this is the thing. When people don't know about embroidery, they think it's really simple. They think you just stick it in the machine, you press the button and you go, right? There is a lot of work. And that's sometimes another reason why a lot of sometimes people don't get into embroidery because they get antsy and they just want to press that button. But there is so much planning that goes into it, okay? Because you got to know what you are doing because if not, you're going to end up with a mess, okay? So it's not for everybody, okay? I like it because of the planning and all that stuff. It helps slow me down. I'm not rushing to put things inside the machine because I know the importance of making sure that I pick the right needle size, the right thread, stabilizer. I have to make sure that when I am hooping that item that I am hooping it correctly and perfectly. Pressing that button is the last step. It really truly is. And a lot of times people are not patient when it comes to that process beforehand, you know. And I'm not talking, it's it's work. It is work. Okay. Now, for someone also that is very experienced, okay, um, it takes a little less work because I can look at something and right away, I don't have to guess the stabilizer. I know. I don't have to guess how to hoop it. I know. I already know automatically the size needle I need, the weight thread I need, and all that good stuff. Okay. But that all comes with experience. Okay. So the more you do, what she said, okay, it's a skill. So you got to build it. Okay. So the more you do it, the more you start understanding why people use certain things at certain times. Okay. Like slowing down the machine, speeding it up, and all that stuff. That is when you're going to really start to, the process gets to be a little quicker because you don't have to do all that homework as much. You still do homework, but the thing is, you kind of already know a lot of the answers. So it is something that's, you know, it takes time to build. That's why, to me, I always say it's a skill. Okay. It is a skill it's a skill for the digitizer and it's a skill for the machinist. Okay. Because you got to know that machine inside out. You got to know exactly what a good quality stitch looks like. So you can't just, it's not something that you just stick in the machine and go. You know what I mean? When I look at some of the first pieces of work that I've done in embroidery, I kind of go like, I mean, it was good, but it's not something that I would consider great now that I've had all this experience and stuff like that. I look at it now and I'm like, oh, well, that was a good start, right? Thank good. And what goes through my mind is, thank God I wasn't selling then, okay? Because that's not exactly stuff that I would have wanted to put my label on. So, but as you get better, you'll get better. Hey, Christina. Oh, thank you. Everybody's still loving the new hair. Yeah. Cut my hair, new style, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with the way it's looking. Went back to the bangs. I had bangs before, and then I grew them out, but I kind of like the bangs. I'm gonna stick with the bangs. Let's see. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Marlene says, when I'm in my craft room, I don't see the time go by. I'm in my own little world, so satisfying. And I'm the same. And it's funny because I even have people tell me, hey, Jeanette, let's go out. And they in their mind, they're saying, you're in that room all day. But what they don't understand is I'm in my world all day. Okay. I'm doing stuff that I love doing. I don't mind testing new designs. I don't mind trying new things. I think it's fun, so yeah. So I feel this the same thing, the time passes by fast, just like Karen saying right here. I adore watching the stitch out. It's smoothing. It is. It's calming. It's really mental. And even yep, time passes real fast. It is. It's and a lot of people do that also with quilting because they feel like, piecing all the pieces together and stuff like that is smoothing to them. It's calming. So, it is, to me, it's great for mental health and stuff. Oh, Marlene, she says, while working on a project, I put Liliana, the crafty Puerto Rican, and Jeanette and watch and listen and learn from those ladies. I'm also grateful for their willingness to share their expertise. Oh, Marlene, that's awesome. I'm glad we're entertaining you and you're learning. Hey, Michelle. Hi, everyone from the UK. I've been rearranging my sewing summer house last 2 days, so I'm a little achy, so I need a little soak. Slut live. Oh my God, I can't wait to see the final result. You should post pictures on Facebook so that we can see the final result of all that hard work and stuff. And my sister is over here working on a fun project while listening. Oh, that's so cool. And I'm sure she's probably going to show it tomorrow at Crack the Noon. So you guys got to tune in to watch her and stuff. Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, and I see you guys are talking about applique here. Oh, what's the name of that font? I think it's called Faith. I think it's Faith. Yeah, this one's Faith. Is it Faith? If it's not Faith, it's Maya. Okay, if it's not Faith, it's Maya. Let me see. The best applique holds venter so that you can use heat and bond under. Yeah, I do use the heat and bond. Lillian, I think with that one, it was just too happy with the scissors. I think that's where I messed up. I was too happy with the scissors, but that's okay. You learned and you lived. And yes, heat and bond. Unless you're using the vinyl, because sometimes the vinyl has the adhesive. So you can just, but you still have to put it through the heat press and stuff like that. And if you don't have a heat press, you can iron it, but heat presses are usually really good. The reason why I say that is because with a heat press, not only is the temperature on the plate at an even level, but when it actually comes down on the fabric and stuff, there's a pressure that's added. And it's an even pressure. And when you're using an iron, sometimes the plate of an iron doesn't actually, like, the whole thing have it. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that it may not have an even temperature at the bottom of the plate of an iron. And when you are ironing, you're actually using your own force to put pressure down on the iron, and sometimes it may not be so even. So that's why I kind of like the heat press a little better, because I feel like with the heat press, you get that even pressure and even heat. So that's what I kind of like about that. Hey, Erica, how are you? I haven't done much embroidery. Sounds similar to quilting, but I use heat and bond. That is just use a standard sewing machine. That's right. Well, okay. It's let's see. Haven't done much embroidery. Sounds quilty. It's it's really not quilting. You can do applique with a regular sewing machine. You can, doing straight stitch. Because I see people do it. But usually the letters are used with an embroidery machine. So, but you could use the same concept, but the only thing is the letters, because you are actually creating the letters with the sewing machine, you're not going to have like an evenness, like the like if you do if you use a sewing machine to do a letter A, the next time you do the letter A, it's not going to look exactly the same because you're going to be sewing it kind of different and stuff. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys, but yeah, if you watch one of the videos of on the channel on applique, you'll get an understanding of how the embroidery machine does applique, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that's, you know, you could still do it on an embroidery, on a sewing machine, a quilting machine, but it's just a little bit different and stuff. I see everybody saying yes, but maybe I misunderstood her question and stuff like that, but it's not really the same, guys. I mean, she could do it, but she's not going to get like an evenness, like right here, right? See how, or you know what you could do though? You could take a marker and you can write it, and then you can sew right on the line. You could do that. I'm sure there's tricks. I'm sure there's tricks you can do, you know, to do that and stuff. But yeah, heat and bond light and stuff. Hey Gail, how are you? Hey Jenny. Let's see. Glad I finally made it to your life. Oh, Erica. How you doing? Yes, I could take it to work. I'm gonna take it to work. All right. What's up? But this one's cats. Maybe I'll have I know you're a dog person, so maybe I'll make one for you, and I know I think I have dog fabric in here. I'll have to look. I'm gonna see if I can make one for you and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Miss Lady G. Okay, Liliana. Yeah, I heard she's got a lot. She's working on 100 shirts tomorrow. And I know she's gotten a couple of big orders the last couple of days and stuff. I think she had, I could be wrong, Liliana, but I think you said 300 hats. You had 300 baseball hats to embroider. And I think you had you had a large order of hoodies that came in as well. And I guess now you got 100 shirts. I know I'm going to have a big order of the family reunion shirts that is coming. I already know I have a doctor that's going to be stopping by with her, you know, her doctor jackets. And I always embroider all her lab coats and stuff like that. And then I know I got the lady that's coming to order the baby blanket. So I'll have to do that. So yeah, I mean, I have orders coming in, but they're small. The family reunion, it's not small, but I don't think it's huge either. I think I could get that done within a weekend. And I got to make sure I talk to that lady because like I said, I work during the week. So I don't want to be embroidering those shirts in the middle of the week, because then when I show up for work, man, 1 or 2 hours, I'm going to be cranky. I'm going to be real cranky. So, yeah, I got to make sure that I schedule that with her so that on the weekend I can work on that order and get it out the door and stuff. Because I need to find out when her reunion is. I think I have time. I last time I talked to her, she said it was a couple of months. I think it was like in May or something like that. But I need to make sure. Hey, Lady D, how you doing? I'm glad you like the ideas. I mean, there's just so much you can do. They really are. And what like I said, I just love the uniqueness of it. I love your hair. Thank you, Crafty Puerto Rican. Aw, thank you for the love. Liliana, thank you, because you have helped me so much. I will always be grateful for you. Always, always, always. Because, I mean, you help my self-confidence. You help me really build my skill set. And what I really, really love is you really taught me just conquer that fear. You like and I'm going to tell you something, even though I had that bad experience with the book bags, I don't care. Bring them over. I'm still going to, it is what it is, right? We all make mistakes. So I made a mistake. It was a huge one. It's okay. And it'll be fine at the end of the day. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to let any type of fear build in me. That is for sure. We all screw up, right? We're human, we're people. So it's fine. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Lady says she wants to scan and cut. You know, I heard really good things about that. I have a Cricut, so a Cricut maker. And that seems to work. I don't use it for applique though. I don't use that for applique. And you know what? I should, because you guys keep telling me you do it, but I don't know, for some reason, I just love using the freaking scissors. You know, I just love it. I mean, I just like taking it out, sitting there, cutting the fabric and stuff. But I will say I do frown. Look at this. Look at this other one that I found. Look at this. See? I must have been drinking wine when I did this one, because look at the E. See that? Did you guys see that? See that? I cut too close. So I must have been drinking when I did this one. Damn Patron, you know, must have had a shot, you know. And stuff. But yeah, and I really love doing these. These are really cool, the baseballs. I do get a lot of orders for these. These, whenever I get orders for them, I do have to tell them that I need at least a week or something like that, because they are time consuming. And I do have the video on the channel on how to do these. And when you see the video, you do see how long it takes, because you got to take this apart. Then you have to make sure you hoop this correctly. Okay, the skin, because you have to peel the skin off the bowl. Peel the skin off the bone, the ball. Okay, and you know, and then you embroider it, and then you have to sew it back together. So, and sewing it, you have to use special needles, little round needles. So, but I like doing it because of the sewing process, right? It takes a long time to sew. So I could be watching TV and I'll be sewing the ball together and stuff. Now, one thing, I can't do too many at one time, because this does hurt your hand, because this is wax thread. So when you are sewing it, right, you have to actually pull, but you know, you don't want to pull too hard where you snap the thread, but you want to pull it so that when you sew it together, see, you don't have gaps. Okay, you don't want gaps in the wall, in the ball. Okay, so you want to make sure that you, when you sew it, it looks like you know, professionally, like when you bought it. Okay, so that's why I like doing these. And you know, and you don't have to just do the birth on these things. Okay, you can put a person's name on it. Let's say somebody's retiring from the military. You could put Army, Marines, Navy, whatever. You can do a happy birthday ball. You know, congratulations from graduation. There you go, graduation. You can put a graduation hat and stuff. Somebody's retiring. You can put retirement on here, stuff like that. There's so many things you can do. I mean, I'm telling you, it's endless, endless. I'm telling you, I could live in this room. I could live in this room. I really can. You will very soon. You're gonna have to visit me, Liliana. Let's see. Hey, Sarah. Let's see. Okay. Did you use the heat and bond? No, I didn't. I was just messing around with this one. I really wasn't. If I was selling this, if I was making it to sell it, I would Sacred would use the heat and bond. But what I did for this is I just did it just to take a picture of it, right? So that way I could like have a listing. If someone wanted to buy a blanket like this, a baby blanket like this with the name, then I would sell it. So I didn't want to waste the heat and bond on a sample, you know, so that's why I didn't do it. But if I was actually doing it for a customer, oh yes, absolutely. I would definitely be using the heat and bond, the light one, the purple one, on the applique. That is for sure. I would definitely be doing that. Um, you're doing great. You have a purpose in life together and big dreams. Keep it up. Ah, thank you, Liliana. And I have to admit, I really like, and this is the other thing that I really truly love about what I do. Okay. Um, you know, don't get me wrong, because I know you guys hear me say it all the time. Oh, I can't wait 2 years, I retire. I loved, and I could see the commercials and stuff like that. That is annoying. Um, I was very, very fortunate, in my career. But I just feel that I'm just in a new place right now. And I really love what I'm doing with the embroidery and helping in the embroidery community and stuff like that. Like, I really did enjoy when we did the Esther gift exchange. We've done it now for 3 years. And one of the things that I really love is the fact that we have people that love making things for other people, and that's really uplifting, right? And it's like bringing a whole community together, and that's really what I really love. So and I am a people person, and I love helping people start off their businesses. I love people boosting their YouTube channels and all that kind of stuff and everything, because I think that's so important to give back in the community and help other people. Because one of the things that goes through my mind is, you never know where someone is in their life, right? You could have someone that is struggling financially, or you could have someone who just feels down at the moment, right? Is just having a hard time in life. And when you do stuff like this, you can have an impact in someone. Okay, like, if someone's going, God, I'm having a hard time struggling financially, and I want to start a side business, I don't know how, and stuff like that. Knowing, and I've helped a lot of people, and I don't mind. And what's really funny too is I've had people reach out to me, and sometimes they're like, oh my God, let me pay you because you helped me do it. I don't care about that. I don't. Just knowing that I was able to help you in some small way to reach a goal that you wanted, that to me is enough reward. That is enough reward. I think we need more people in this world that are willing to help other people. There's just so many jerks out there that are willing to hurt other people, and I even see it, kind of witnessed that this week. And it's not good. It's just not good. We should be uplifting. There's so much negativity out there, and if anything, we should always have a positive attitude. We should always be able to help people. We should always be able to, if you see someone fall, just don't leave them on the ground. Pick them up. Help somebody smile. Let them know that it's okay to make a mistake. The next day is going to be a good day and whatever. So I kind of like what I do because I feel like I'm making a difference. So to me, it's like, even when I started this channel, I remember when I just had like 2 subscribers, right? And I even told my husband, if I just help one person, I'm happy. I'm okay with that, even if I just help one, and I've been pretty fortunate because, the channel has been doing really well. I have been able to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And and I'm happy for that, because, people are really enjoying these Friday evenings with me. Cause I mean, it's embroidery happy hour, right? It's 1 hour, right? And you look, I'm still talking, you guys are still hanging out with me, right? So, I mean, so to me, I look at it as, we enjoy our time together. You guys enjoy the information that I share, and I like to share information freely. Some people want to just share some information, but I just look at it as, there's enough work out here for everybody. There really, truly is. And you just don't know who you can help, right? Somebody could be struggling on how to embroider something or how to sew something or something like that. So just help, to me, it's like, it's just my way of just giving back, because I've been pretty fortunate in my life. You don't get me wrong, I had tough times too. Shit, I was a single mom and everything. And, Carlito had a lot of spaghetti Chef Boyardee, because those cans were like 99 cents. Well, they were 75 cents back in the day. I think now they're more than $1 or something like that. But anyway, we ate a lot of Chef Boyardee. We had a lot of rice and beans, a lot of chicken, because chicken was cheap, and, we had, but we survived. We survived and we were happy and we were good. Right, Mello? Mello's like barking at I don't know what out there. But anyway, but I'm going to keep going down. I'm going to keep going down because just in case anybody over there have a question, I want to make sure that I answer it. And so, and you guys know that if I by some reason miss your question and stuff like that, you guys know I do have the Facebook group. Please put the question in your Facebook group. And, if I can get to it, everybody in that group is really, really awesome. And they will go ahead and they will answer the question for you. So don't worry about that. We will get you. And and see, and this is the other thing, Leanne said, digitizing takes time to master. It does. It really does. It's so important for you guys to really find a good digitizer because you want quality work. You really do. And Fazil's working on his work. He does great work, Marlene. Yes. That's why I don't mind. A lot of times people ask me, who do you use as a digitizer? That's my man right there, Fazil. He is fabulous. Now, I had invited him to do an embroidery happy hour with me because I wanted you guys to personally meet him and ask him questions about digitizing and stuff. His English is not that good. So he was kind of like, oh no, because, what if my English, so I was just like, it's fine, but I told Fazil, but I'm always going to be talking about you, because he does fabulous work. He is my number one go-to always. What I really truly love about him is, like I said, who do you use? Fazil, even Robin. Fazil reached out to me about digitizing. I posted it on Facebook. My granddaughter drew. I'm considering having it done. He's really, really, really good. He's really good. He's in our Facebook group. He is the owner of Focus Digitizing. What I really love about him is his customer service. I really do. He has done a lot of the logos for me professionally. He's really, really good at what he does. There he is. Father. Yeah. I think a lot of you guys use him because I do. But he's good. He's really good. He's really good at what he does. Oh, let's see everybody saying hi to Mello. Everybody was saying hi to you, Mello. I don't know where he's at. He gets mad at me now when I come home from work because he's like, you left me. You left me. Let's see. I'm going down. Yay for sublimation. Yeah, I'm going to try the sublimation with embroidery. I have to tell you, I've had my sublimation machine for quite some time. I have not been using it like I'm supposed to. It just hasn't really been my thing. I have my girlfriend. She bought a sublimation printer. She's trying it out with mugs and all that kind of stuff. And when I was talking to her last time, she was saying, oh, I'm getting ghosting and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, that's the reason why for me, I didn't like the sublimation because I feel like that's such unforgiving. Because if you don't wrap your item correctly and you don't heat press it correctly, you're going to get ghosting. You're going to get a lot of issues. And then what happens is you got to throw it away. A coworker of mine, she does, I think I may be saying it wrong. I think it's poly something on her cups. She doesn't do sublimation. It's a poly something. And I think she gets like a machine and she pours something on and it rotates the thing. And she said that she could reuse those cups if something happens, right? Like there's a process where she can redo it. She can and then use the cup and stuff. I think it's Proxy. I think it's Proxy. Proxy? I think it's Proxy, something like that. Y'all know my genetics. You know my English is all messed up. But I think it's Proxy. And so I think she's on the chat. If she's on the chat, she'll type it in there. Hey Simone, how you doing? I can't wait for the quilt show again this year so I could see you guys in person again. I mean, every time, I remember the first time I went with Miss Banks, that was a lot of fun. Then this past year, I stayed at the hotel. That was fun when we all went to the restaurant with Miss Shirley and all that stuff. That was really, really fun. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I think that's going to be an annual event for us where we all like meet in Fredericksburg and hang out and stuff. I had so much fun with you guys. So Simone, I will see you at the quilt show. And I'll never forget because you won that fabric. You won the fabric. I remember. I think it was the last day that you won it, something like that. Let's see. I'm gonna go back down. Let's see. Karen said, I first started with my machine. It was a combo machine, 4x4. Still have it and love it. It sells. There's a lot of people that started with the small machine. Machines are expensive. They truly are. I mean, my machines are 15 grand a pop. Okay. A lot of people don't have that kind of money, you know? So what they do is they, well, I didn't buy all of them at one time. Don't think that. Okay. I bought one, paid it off, bought another one, paid it off, then bought another one, paid it off. I would love to get 2 more. But I gotta know where I'm gonna put it. Okay, so I gotta strategize. All right, it was a little hard just to get the 3rd one in. You guys can see here are my machines. These are the two 10s, and then right here on the side, I got the 6. So yeah, and then behind me, I got my single needle. I'll move this over here. I got my single needle over here. Yeah, I guess I got my single right there. And then in the other room, I have my quilting machine and my sublimation printer and my Cricut machine, all that kind of stuff. And I got to call Justin soon so that he can come and do the maintenance on all my machines. Because usually I have him come annually. And yeah, he stays basically like the whole day because he has to, do all my machines and all that kind of stuff. So I got to do my maintenance pretty soon. And I definitely want to do it before the end of this year for sure, because when the Christmas orders come in, these machines are like on. As soon as I come home from work, I turn them all on and this past Christmas, it was rough. I only had like 1 hour sleep. That was like bad. I was like, shit. I mean, excuse me, shoot. I was like, I don't know how I was doing it. I really don't, but I made it. Let's see. Going down. I'm going to go down a little bit faster, guys, because I know it's getting late. It's 10:30. Last time you guys we were on till 11, right? Yeah. Well, I guess we're going. Ozzy, what embroidery machine do you have? I think you have the SWF, right? I think that's the one that you have and stuff, and I know you love it. Stuff. He does really, really good work too. He actually posts some of his stuff on a Facebook group, and he is awesome. I mean, he rocks it and stuff. I'm so late. That's okay. Especially when you charge top dollar like me. Not all my services is money. I'm a great service provider. Liliana is she be rocking. If you guys watch her channel and you see her shop, you guys would be floored. You'd be like, oh my God, how many machines does she have? And she has them all running. I'm telling you. It's like, oh, I love it. I just love watching her work. I really do. Proxy, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what she does. Proxy resident, Michelle. I think you're right. I think that is what she does. And so she loves doing it. And so, and I've seen some of her stuff. It's really, really, I mean, she does good work. She really does. And stuff. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I got everybody. I think I got everybody. I have the PE 800. That's it. Yep, that's the machine that Ozzy has. The SWF. I did guess right. Yes, that's the one that you have. And stuff. And I know he's happy with that machine too. There's just so many different kinds. You just have to look at all of them and then see what is right for you and stuff. Oh, we should say, I throw away nothing. The amount of the upside down mugs my family has is ridiculous from not checking which way I put my print on. I tell you. And Carol said, I'm still paying for my multi-needle machine. Yeah, I paid off 2, and now I got my 3rd. And I did the 0% financing and stuff. And what I'm doing is every time I make a sale or something like that, I use all that money to pay off the machine. So this machine should definitely be paid off by the end of this year for sure. And then that way all my machines are paid off. And then everything else, any money that's coming in, yeah, then it's for other stuff and everything. But it's funny because one of the things I didn't think about is when you get your new machine, you got to get new hoops and all that kind of stuff and everything. So yeah, so I've been ordering more mighty hoops for the new 10 needle baby machine that I got. So yeah, so it's it is what font is the Ashley application? I don't know, Karen. I did this so long ago. I'll figure it out. I know I have it. I'll have to look in Brilliance. Hold on. I can look in Brilliance right now and tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you right now where I got this font from. I'm looking at my other computer. I can pull it up real quick. Okay, it's not there. Okay, hold on. It's an applique font. So I did it on this machine. Where is it? Where are you? Oh shoot. Where is it? Tell you right now. That's not it. That is definitely not it. Here it is. It's called Summer Alpha. No, it's not. It's not Summer Alpha. Sorry. Oopsie Daisy. That's the name. This is this font is called Oopsie Daisy. Karen. That's what this is. Okay. Oh, she said, yep, I was told by the technician not to keep the machine plugged in when not in use. You can use a power serger. You can get a power serger that can damage the machine. Oh, well, I have mine hooked up to a power protector just in case we lose electricity, because one day we lost electricity and we have a movie theater room downstairs, and the equipment in that theater room is pretty expensive. And we had a storm, and I don't know what happened with the electricity, but it did something to our movie theater equipment. And thank goodness the insurance company covered it, because it was like six grand to replace all of that. So, because my husband's really big on movies and stuff. So we got a theater built down there with surround sound and all that stuff, it's a man's cave, it's his spot. So he likes that. And I don't know what happened, but he got some kind of surger protect. That's it. There you go, Sarah. Yeah, surger protector. So we got all that now in the equipment downstairs. And when I got the embroidery machines up here, he thought the same thing. So he was like, nope, we're going to hook them all up to surgery protection, because if something happens again, even though I do have business insurance, okay, so if something happens to these machines, I am insured. But the thing is, I don't want anything to happen this year, because if something happens to these machines, my business stops. Okay, I can't embroider. And and you got to reorder your machines, and they don't take that long to get here. But the thing is that 1 week or whatever that I'm not embroidering, that's money that's I'm lost, that I'm losing. So yeah, I don't yeah, surge protector. Everybody's telling you. Yeah, so that's what I usually do, but I get a surge protector too, and I have all 3 machines hooked up to that and stuff like that. So guys, thank you so much for spending Friday with me. If you liked the information that I shared with you the first hour, okay, because you guys know how I rock and roll, I will always share the topic with you guys the first hour, because I always like to respect people's time, because I know not everybody can hang out 2 or 3 hours with me, and I got that. And so I always like to give the information first hour, and then the rest of the time is just me hanging out with you guys and just sharing information as it just pops in my head and stuff like that. But I'm gonna call it the night. And like I said, thank you so much for spending Friday with me. If you have a topic that you want me to cover, just let me know in the Facebook group, and I'll do the research and stuff like that, and we can all learn together. Even if I don't know the answer, I don't mind doing the research so that we can learn, because that's, like I said, it's a community. So we're just helping each other out and stuff like that. But as always, every Friday, I like to share educational stuff with you guys, from customer service to running a business to different things in embroidery, whatever it is. I always like to share it with you guys, because that way you can learn, I can learn, we keep each other straight, and just share some information and stuff. So guys, have a great weekend, enjoy it, be safe out there. I heard COVID, I think, is coming back. I think something's rising. I don't know. But, hell, I had it, I had to cancel one with you guys. I got it. So I'm already seeing people in my job already wearing masks and stuff like that. So I hope it doesn't get worse like always. But anyway, like it did last time. But please be safe out there. Enjoy your embroidery machines. Enjoy your sewing machines, whatever it is you do. Sit back, enjoy the process, have fun with it, and go make great things. So happy sewing and embroidering, everybody. And I will see you guys next Friday. So you guys take care. Love you all. And thanks again for all the support. Talk to you guys later. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Consider subscribing and stuff. So that way you guys can get notifications of all the great stuff that I put out there. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.